don't cry. Oh my god. I don't want to be with you anymore. That's the issue. I just want to go.
I don't know why you're making this a big old deal.
I'm just not happy. I'm not happy.
Why do you feel like that?
I don't know. I'm just not feeling you anymore.
Like, whatever it is, like, we can work through it.
That's the thing. I don't want to work through anything with you anymore.
Oh.
I don't believe I truly love you anymore. Don't cry. Please don't cry. Oh my god. I don't want to be with you anymore. That's the issue. I just want to go.
I don't know why you're making this a big old deal.
I'm just not happy. I'm not happy.
Why do you feel like
I
that?
don't know. I'm just not feeling you anymore.
Like, whatever it is, like, we can work through it.
That's the thing. I don't want to work through anything with you anymore.
Oh.
I don't believe I truly love you anymore. I just want my independence back, and I'm gonna be. Can I be honest with you? I want to start dating again.
What?
I want to start dating. Like I really do.
Why?
I just want to start.
Cause I'm a hoe. Cause I'm a thot. I was always a hoe. I was always a thot. But you ain't know about it. And now you a simp. And now you're fucked.
Don't cry. Please don't cry. Oh my god. I don't want to be with you anymore. That's the issue. I just want to go.
I don't know why you're making this a big old deal.
I'm just not happy. I'm not happy.
Why do you feel like
I
that?
don't know. I'm just not feeling you anymore.
Like, whatever it is, like, we can work through it.
That's the thing. I don't want to work through anything with you anymore.
Oh.
I don't believe I truly love you anymore. I just want my independence back, and I'm gonna be. Can I be honest with you?
She about to put that nigga on 18 years of child support and start banging random niggas off IG on your bed. Total life destruction. Hashtag no lie. That's why I say, you better start your day with Christ. You better start your day right. Don't end up circling a box like a dummy or on child support or, you know what I mean, in jail. Because you came over to pick up your baby and your bitch is having a threesome with two niggas over IG. Because you didn't know? You didn't want to ask those hard, uncomfortable questions early on the first date? You thought, she could, you know, she gonna be a good girl. She got like 15 tattoos, you know what I'm saying? Her hair is blue, you know what I mean? Hating on Trump, you know what I mean? She don't got no Christ, you know what I mean? But I could change her. I could change a hoe into a housewife. Then you bust like 4 fucking nuts in the bitch, you know what I mean? 3 or 4 months later, she's pregnant, now you got a baby. And a year and a half later, she's like, I'm not feeling you no more. I want to go back to being a thot.
Don't cry. Please don't cry. Oh my god. I don't want to be with you anymore. That's the issue. I just want to go.
I don't know why you're making this a big old deal.
I'm just not happy. I'm not happy.
Why do you feel like
I
that?
don't know. I'm just not feeling you anymore.
Like, whatever it is, like, we can work through it.
That's the thing. I don't want to work through anything with you anymore.
Oh.
I don't believe I truly love you anymore. I just want my independence back, and I'm gonna be. Can I be honest with you? I want to start dating again.
Oh,
I want to start dating. Like I really do.
oh no.
I just want to start seeing other guys.
Are you serious?
Make something emotional right now.
Dead ass.
Don't cry. Come on. Come
She
on.
dead ass
Please don't
serious,
cry.
boy.
Oh my god.
I don't know how you can say that.
Have a nigga crying. Have a nigga broken down.
Like, stop crying. Stop.
I'm always gonna fight for you.
Boy, you think I'm playing? You think I be
Please don't
playing?
cry.
You think it's just for like video, for entertainment? This is not entertainment, nigga. This is real life. Take it from an OG. I don't gotta get into all the details, but I was real close to being that guy in that video. Multiple times. I learned my lesson, boy. I learned my lesson with these thoughts. But niggas don't think about that. You know what I mean? Nobody told them. They don't know. They didn't think about it. They fell in love with the bitch. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason. For whatever reason. They didn't want to ask those questions. How many abortions you got, bitch? On the first date. How many abortions you got? You ever had an abortion? How you vote? Left, right? Did you vote for Hillary? Did you vote for Hillary? Where your daddy at? Where your mama at? Tell me about your mama. Tell me about your daddy. Where your brother at? Where your sister at? better start asking somebody, boy. You better start asking them questions on the way to McDonald's. Hashtag no lie. Before you even finger a bitch, you better start asking them questions, boy. And half the shit, if you know what to look for, you don't even have to ask those questions. Right on the text. Right when you meet the bitch on the internet. You know what I mean? You start seeing shit like 3, 4, 5 tattoos, bikini shots. Don't get infatuated. Don't get infatuated with an IG hoe, Kim Kardashian, because she will do it to Kanye. She will do it to the basketball players. It don't matter how much money she got. It don't matter what she look like. It don't matter. None of that shit matters, boy. Boy. That's why I say you gotta stay in Christ. You gotta start your day right. And you better find your bitch. You better find a bitch in Christ. Not in the streets. My nigga. This is not 1950. This is not 1985, my nigga. This is reality. Look at the top. That shit says 95% of single families started just like this. And then ended up 2 years later, she want to be a thot. Because she always was a thot. That's what happens when you stick your dick in a thot. You know what I mean? You end up with a massive surprise 2 years later. Crazy, crazy bills. Because the law is not on your side. Now you got to pay for this baby thot. For her baby thot. Your little baby is now a thot baby. You got to pay for the thot baby now for the next 18 years. Now you're broke, single, and embarrassed and humiliated. And heartbroken, mentally unstable, and close to suicide. Hashtag no lie.
Don't cry. Please don't cry. Oh my god. I don't want to be with you anymore. That's the issue. I just want to go.
I don't know why you're making this a big
Boy.
deal.
I'm just not happy. I'm not happy.
Why do you feel like
I
that?
don't know. I'm just not feeling you anymore.
Like whatever it is.
I was that nigga coming through off of IG. After this nigga got dumped, I was the nigga coming through off of IG. And then I became this nigga. Almost like this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I've been on both sides of the coin. I had this fly ass bitch. I ain't gonna tell you all the details, but I'll give you a little bit. I had this fly. All my bitches was fly. All my bitches, I'm like that. Like, not all of them, but you know, like 90% of my bitches since I'm like 25 have been fly ass bitches. But this bitch in particular, a baby mama. This was before I knew about the baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? The bitch is mad fly, and they're always good in the beginning. You know what I mean? In the beginning, they always, because she ain't have no tattoos, you know what I'm saying? She got the Kim Kardashian kind of look, you know what I mean? She got like a baby. She telling me stories about the baby daddy. They split apart like 10 years ago. That shit was like really like 2 years ago or a year ago. They be lying. All these bitches be lying. But she said like 10 years ago. Whatever. How the fuck if you like 25 years old and you split up 10 years ago? But you know, the bitch looked mad dope, you know what I mean? Got an apartment, you know what I'm saying? And I'm believing all this stupid shit because I ain't know no better. I was a naive, stupid nigga, you know what I mean? So I ain't know no better. I'm coming through, this and that, you know what I mean? I'm not paying for nothing because I always been cheap. That's one thing about me. I ain't never get simped out on some money. For real. I mean, over time I did lose money. So I did, in a way I did get simped out on money. But not too much money, you know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, it was a lot of money. It was a lot of money, but not as bad as other niggas. But that's not the point. The money's not the point, right? The point is that this bitch had an apartment and a baby, right? And the nigga was nowhere around. You know, there's always a story. Niggas like, you know, he living in another country. He in jail for 40 years. He's dead. You know what I mean? We split up 30 years ago, 20 years ago. Bitch be 25 talking about she split up with him like 15 years ago. You know what I mean? It's some fucking story. Don't worry about him. So I'm coming through. And then I come through 2, 3, 4 times. And then I'm like, oh, I don't see this nigga nowhere around. You know what I mean? This and that. I'm start coming through every day now. You know what I mean? Now the bitch is cooking for me. I'm sleeping in her big ass fucking bed. Mind you, I didn't think about this in the beginning. But I figured this out later. This bitch was broke. This bitch had a nice ass apartment. And her little tiny little job, I know was not covering this. You know what I mean? Did not cover for all this furniture, big ass television, big ass refrigerator. You know what I mean? So when she told me in the beginning the nigga was not around, the nigga must have been around somehow because all this money came from somewhere. I didn't think about that in the beginning though. I'm thinking about that. Oh, whatever. I'm coming through, smashing. You know what I'm saying? I start coming through like, and it like within like a month and a half, 2 months, I'm like living in this bitch's house pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm buying food and this is and that. I take her out to eat. You know, on the cheap to the Portuguese, on the cheap to the pizzeria, to the Chinese. I ain't start buying her clothes or nothing, you know what I mean? But I would take her out to eat. But I'm practically like almost living at this nigga's, yeah, it was this nigga's house. It wasn't her house. Because after a while I started thinking, after like 6 months or so, I was with this bitch for a while. After 6 months or so, I started thinking, yo, where all this fucking money coming from? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Who's paying all these bills? Cause, you know, because I already knew about her job. And, you know, I put 1 and 2 together. I'm like, this job ain't fucking paying for all this shit. And she lived in, like, a decent, like, neighborhood. You know, the apartments out here in New Jersey, crazy. Even back then, a decent apartment, like $1,800, $1,900. And I know her little waitress fucking job ain't covering that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I'm still smashing, you know what I mean? You know, the first couple months you're using the rubber and shit, you know what I mean? Then you just raw dogging this bitch, you know what I'm saying? And about a year later, I really start thinking like, yo, where the money at, man? I mean, who the fuck paying? How the fuck this bitch paying for this? I ain't never asked her though, you know what I'm saying? But I start thinking like, who the fuck is paying for this? This whole time, this nigga's not around, right? He never, I don't know where this nigga's at. He must have worked somewhere else, worked far away, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But he alive, right? You know, some bitches will tell you that nigga's dead, and he's not dead. But she told me, you know, he just moved, and this and that. They split up a long time ago, whatever. You know, I swallowed that shit up, right? Whatever. But like a year later, I'm really thinking like, yo, these bills is like, because I start going through her bills. You know what I'm saying? When she's like in the bathroom and shit, when she's cooking, I'm in her bedroom. I start going through her phone and shit like that. You know what I mean? And boy, long story short, let me tell you. Eventually, about a year and like 3 months or so, the nigga finds out that, you know, I'm like the fucking pimp in her house. You know what I mean? And, yeah. Let me tell you. I'm not trying to go to jail for nobody. You know what I mean? I'm gonna end the story there. I'm not going to jail for no type of bitch. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of got to the point where like she started asking me that she wanted to move because he came into the picture about a year and some months later, right? That's a long ass time for the nigga not to be in the picture, but you know, usually a nigga come in the picture like in 2 months or so, right? But he eventually figured it out that, you know what I mean, that he been paying for all this stuff. He was paying for all this stuff before. Super simp nigga, you know what I mean? But he got a baby, he wants his baby to be taken care of, you know what I mean? That's how they get you with the fucking baby, you know what I mean? But after a while, he figured it out. He's like, yo, I'm paying for all this shit, and even if the bitch is not with you, when you paying for everything, you don't want no type of nigga in there, you know what I'm saying? Even though you know that shit's gonna happen, right? So eventually she's like, yo, you know, we've been together for a while, this is and that, whatever. Why don't we get a place together, you know what I mean? And I didn't figure it out in the beginning. She didn't tell me that she wanted to get a place together, like a different place, because this nigga figured out that, like, he paying for everything, and I'm there blowing her back out every night. You know what I'm saying? But later on, like a year after we broke up, I figured it out. You start thinking about how shit happened, right? And I'm like, oh, that's why the bitch wanted to get a new place, right? Long story short, I ain't never get a place with this bitch. You know what I mean? Because I already had a place. But she wanted us to go get a new place, like a bigger place. And I already had my 1 bedroom. You know what I'm saying? I had my little apartment and shit, right? This was like a long time ago, like 10 years ago, whatever. But she starts pushing me to go get a new place with her. Because I started talking to her. I was completely stupefied. I started telling her to move in with me into my place. You know what I mean? It's like a 1 bedroom, whatever, but it was pretty big. It was nice area. And I'm like, yo, the baby could sleep in the living room. You know what I'm saying? But no, she wanted a whole other new shit, a whole other house, like a whole other, you know what I mean? That's when everything really started to make sense to me, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, by that time, I already know that the nigga's in the picture now. He not like harassing her or harassing me or nothing like that, but he knows now. You know what I mean? He knows now what the deal is, right? And she's pushing me to get a new apartment, a different apartment, because I told her just move in with me. I should have never moved that bitch in. I should have never even considered that. You know what I mean? But that wasn't good enough for her. So when the money started really kicking in, and I started thinking about, I'm gonna get out my apartment that I got a good ass lease over here. I got parking. It's like by the park. It's a beautiful area. I'm not about to go get a fucking. I had the money too. I had good money back then. I could have just got a house with that bitch. But after I started thinking about it, I'm like, the nigga's in the picture. She want another place. My place is not good enough. I'm like, oh, hells no. I had to swerve this bitch. And in that time, she had already, not too often, but she was already starting to catch attitudes. You know what I mean? She was already starting to get a little weird. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh no, I'm not about to get a house with this bitch. Oh, that's when I started learning about the baby mamas. And even after that one, about 6 months later, I started fucking around with another baby mama. That was a short, that was a hit it and quit it. You know what I mean? That was like a short little 3-4 months type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Another fly bitch. But it took me 2 baby mamas, my nigga, to learn not to fuck with these bitches. But some niggas don't learn at all. You know what I mean? And some bitches don't have babies, but are just as bad as a baby mama because it's still a thought. A thought is a thought. A hoe is a hoe with a baby or without a baby. You know what I'm saying? And you need to be aware of that. You need to find yourself a bitch in Christ, not a bitch off the streets, my nigga. Do not be infatuated with these stupid bitches because they will change up on you a year later, 2 years later, and definitely if they pop out a baby. They're changing up real quick. They're like, oh, now I got this nigga for 18 years. She about to pay my bills, and I'm about to go back to being a hoe. I thought off of IG. Hashtag no lie. So this is not entertainment. My shit, it might sound funny, whatever, you know what I mean? But this is not entertainment. This is reality, my nigga. Especially nowadays in 2026. This ain't 1985. This ain't 1950. You got like 90% of bitches is hoes out here, boy. And they be lying. They be lying, boy. You better find yourself a girl in Christ, let me tell you. And you better keep that bitch in Christ. And you better tell her what the deal is from the start. RPM all day. Religion, politics, and money. I'm running a thing. Or you're better off single. You're better off single, you know what I mean? Go to Colombia once a year. Go to Peru, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Get yourself a Brazilian escort or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? But, boy, don't get tied up with a fucking hole. Destroy your fucking life. Destroy your pockets. Destroy everything. You might end up in jail. Hashtag no lie. This shit is not a joke. You meet a bitch. She seem nice. She seem wholesome. You better start asking her some RPGs. Religion, politics, and money. You better let her know that you're running that shit all day from the rip before you even stick a dick in her. Before you stick a fucking dick and bust a nut in this bitch, you better tell her what the deal is. And if she complains, you better leave that bitch at the Starbucks. Drop $40. That's why you gotta always carry cash. Always carry cash to get yourself out of a squeaky situation. You feel me? Boy, that bitch catch any type of attitude. Start asking her about Trump. You start asking her about religion, about politics, about money, about, you know what I mean? You start getting serious with a bitch and she wants to go 50-50 and this and that. No. Ain't no 50-50 here, bitch. You give me your whole check. I'm controlling everything. Oh, you don't want that? Oh, get the step in then. You know what I'm saying? But you don't even have to get to that point. You could break that shit down early. Early from the rip. RPMs. You know, like RPMs on a car. Religion, politics, and money. You know what I mean? That's an easy way to remember it by acronyms. RPM. You don't gotta be that aggressive, but you gotta bring it up like, yo, where your daddy at? Where your mama at? Yo, your mama Catholic? Your mama Christian? Oh no, my mama Muslim. What? Ah! Yeah. Oh, my mama, I don't talk to my mama. Ah! Boy, where your daddy at? Where your brother at? Your brother Christian? Boy, they start talking on some oh no, I'm spiritual. Oh no, I'm Hindu. Oh no, I'm Muslim. Oh no. You staying right here at the Starbucks is what you staying. Here's $40. Drop $40 on the McDonald's table and just walk out. You don't need to be yapping. You ain't gonna change this bitch. You're not her fucking counselor. You're not her psychiatrist. You know what I mean? You got a couple dollars on you. You got a decent job. You got some money. You got a business. You got a car. You're gonna find another bitch. You know what I mean? Don't end up simping for some bitch that's gonna destroy your life 2 years later. Boy, just let that shit go. Let that shit go and just start over somewhere new. And the easy way to do this is by making your filters. You know what I mean? Set up your filters. If you're on a dating app, put Christian. You know what I mean? Put no kids. You know what I mean? Look at her pictures before you text her. Bitch got like 14 fucking tattoos. It don't matter how good she look. That's a thought, my nigga. Bitch got like 40, half their fucking pictures is her, you know what I mean, in a bikini. That's a thought, my nigga. Go look, just switch up, you know, swipe left. Go to the next one, you know what I'm saying? Go to the next one, boy. Go, you know, join some Christian groups. Go to a Christian church. You know what I mean? Go. I don't know what to tell you, but you need to narrow down your search. Hashtag no lie. You need to narrow down your filter for real, or you're gonna be wasting a whole lot of money, a whole lot of time with these fucking thoughts. Do not believe nothing these bitches say. You know what I mean? Go find yourself a 7 or a 6. She don't gotta look that great, but she gotta be in Christ, and she gotta let you run all the religion, the politics, and the money. You know what I mean? That's another thing. If you're split on religion, if you're split on your politics, if you're split on your money, that shit is just self-destruction. That shit is self-destruction, nigga. You better make sure that your religion, your politics, and your money. She don't gotta be a church, you know, total 100% church girl, but she gotta be that you could bring her there. That you could, you know what I mean? That you can mold her into that. You know what I'm saying? But if the bitch got 15 fucking tattoos, you ain't changing that bitch. I mean, come on now, man. She don't got no daddy. She don't got no mama. You know what I'm saying? She's smoking weed and drinking every weekend. Come on, my nigga. That's a lost cause right there. You ain't changing that. You need to swerve that real quick. Move on to the next one. Hashtag no lie.